Hello and welcome back to Active and Healthy with Gina. This is the opportunity for you to be able to do 10 minutes of exercises in the beauty of your own home. You don't have to go out, you don't have to get to the gym, don't have to get any special clothes. And guess what? You can even do it barefoot. Really, really nice to be able to do that. Because you're in your own home, you don't have to worry about wearing socks and shoes. It allows us to have greater flexibility. So I hope that you're ready. All you need is a sturdy chair. You've got to be off the sofa. This is not for you couch potatoes. You've got to be participating. And we will then take a break and you're going to have an interesting interview on the second part of the show. So let's get going. We have got 4 exercises. The last one's going to be done with no music. Our first exercise is called gentle geometry. This is all about neuroplasticity and great for the brain. So let's get going. We're going to do different shapes. We do a circle. So imagine a flat circle, as if you're doing a circle on a table. Opposite hand is doing a straight line. So now you're thinking circle, straight line. I can do that. So you're using right, left brain. This is all about creating new neural pathways. Okay, now we're going to change hands. This time I want this hand flat but going the opposite direction to what it did. So that means it's got to go this way. All right, so that arm's going, and now we're starting this one up and down. So should be still a line and a circle. This one is supposed to mess with your head, messes with mine. We only do 3 shapes, but I'm having difficulty enough doing 2 at this moment. I said a line, 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 circle. We're doing them at the same time, everybody. How are you doing at home? I'm struggling a little bit. Okay, straight lines, 2 lines, one up, and this one's going down, so we're doing that. So we've got 2 lines going up. What about the foot coming out? And seeing if this one can do a line sideways. So we're taking a line, short line sideways, arms are going up. Is that still going to the side? I think. What about the other foot? Quickly, do the other foot. Always got to balance. I wisely chose a short song for that one. Okay, the next exercise is one we call power tools. So, summer's coming. I think it's time we get out into the garden. Let's get our garden shears. So we've got to be chopping the hedge. So as I said, remember, this is always about exercise, because if we're thinking about what we're doing, but not realizing we're actually having to use our arms coming in and out, and imagine you're now chopping on top of a little hedge. In and out. A little bit of hedge clippers. You've got to lean forward and do them down the back now. How's that going? I'm getting a little set of secateurs. Go out and cut some roses for the house. And a little clip here. Clip there. Mind the thorns. Clip there. Clip there. And you're going to put them into a vase. What about getting on the lawnmower? One of those sit-down lawnmowers. Got a little feet moving. Maybe you got some music in your ears while you're doing your cutting the lawn. Maybe it's a big lawn if we've got a sit-down one. What about a small one that we actually have to push? And we've got to get it started. It's old-fashioned. We've got to get down and pull the little motor to get it started. Is that working? Maybe try the other arm. Come on, we've got to give it a bit of power. That's why it's called power tools, this one. Right. Okay. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay, we've got your little lawnmower going. A little bit of a jigger. You've got to be You think I look silly. What do you think you look like at home? As long as we're having fun, we're doing it right. That's all I say. Okay, we're mowing the lawn, or maybe rolling the lawn now. Maybe we've just got to put a new bit of turf down and we've got to roll it out. So it's nice and flat. Maybe it's going to be one of those local buffalo grasses or kikuyu, so it's going to, be drought resistant. We need that at the moment, don't we? All right, very good. A little bit of gardening. I don't believe in doing too much. It could be very, very tiring. Okay, what about a little bit of exercise and some ball sports? Okay, we're going to be bouncing a ball here. So you've got to bounce it all around you. Maybe we're practicing as if it was a little basketball. What about bouncing it under your leg? Bounce, side to side, bounce, bounce. And the other hand, bounce the ball all the way around behind you. Ooh! Round to the front, under your leg, bounce, bounce. Keep that leg up and down. Ooh. Well, I'm giving mine up actually. Now, what about a bounce and a throw? As if that ball's got to go into a hoop. Got to beat the Harlem Globetrotters here. Grab your ball, bounce it round to somebody, side to side. What about ping pong or table tennis? A little bit of nice wrist action. Throw that ball backwards and forwards. Got to have one hand behind your back. Except when you're serving. Doesn't help then. What about changing hands and seeing if this hand's better? I don't have as much flickability in my wrist on this side. What's your hand like? Any good at ping pong? Table tennis? Always makes me think of Forrest Gump when I do that. What about one in each hand? There we are. That's our team fit, a little bit of ball sports. Now, the last exercise that we're going to do today is called breathe out loud. So this is very, very important for the oxygenation of our cells because we don't breathe right the way down into our diaphragm. So we're going to start with a nice big deep breath in. So breathe in. Big exhale. Blow all the stale air out. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. So concentrate, you're breathing in through your nose. In through your nose. Last one. One needs to not do too much of that because you can actually get a little bit of lightheadedness. So I hope you're not feeling lightheaded. Just breathe normally. It's always useful as well to put your hand on your tummy because when you breathe in, you feel the tum go out and it contracts in, out, in. Another great thing to do is just go through the vowels and make noises because it also makes you breathe and articulate. So we're just going to go A, 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 and then I, and O, O. Really draw breath in. O. Purse your lips. O, O. Oh, and then you, as if I'm pointing to you. You. That's more of an exhale. You feel it. You. A-E-I-O-U. What did we miss? E. You can make it high. You can make it low. E. Every time you're making noises or singing, even something as simple as happy birthday, or else simple rhymes. So we're going to finish up with a very, very simple red lorry, yellow lolly. Red lorry, yellow lolly. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lolly, yellow lorry. So I saw seashells on the seashore. I see seashells on the seashore. Or she sees seashells on the seashore. All of these great breathing exercises make you focus on the brain and the mind as well. So there we are, fun 10 minutes of your Ageless Grace exercises. I hope that you enjoyed those today. A little bit of variety. Gentle geometry works on neuroplasticity. That's the primary benefit, working on different parts of the body. Power tools, we were out there in the garden. Team fit, working on some ball sports and some breathing. There we are, 10 minutes, Ageless Grace, done and dusted. Go and grab yourself some water and I'll see you back for our interview in a few moments. Bye. Welcome back to Active and Healthy with Gina. It's 2018. How did that happen? So first and foremost, a very, very happy new year to you. I hope that you had a wonderful festive season, which if you were anything like me, just might have included a little bit too much food, certainly too many chocolates. In my case, I'm not too much drink, but it is a season to be jolly. It is a season to spend time with family and friends. So I hope you had a good holiday. I hope you had a good break. But the wonderful thing about the new year is it's the perfect opportunity to start with a clean slate and thinking this is a new week, this is a new month, this is a new year, and I can do some things differently. I read the whole time, so I was always inspired by different people, and very often I just pull out one phrase that ends up being my phrase for the year. I read an author called David Allen who is into self-management, wrote a great book called Getting Things Done, and one of his books is called Ready for Anything, and the chapter was about the new year, and he spoke about one year deciding it was going to be a year of better choices. And I thought, I like that. I want this year, 2018, to be a year of better choices. So I'm going to encourage you to make 2018 for you a year of better choices. So what does that mean? It means consciously choosing that if somebody's offering you a large plate of potatoes, you can choose to say no thank you with a smile. If you're being offered a box of chocolates, you can choose to say no thank you because you're choosing something for your health. And I liked it, even if he speaks about it with a choice of percentages. How about you make a better percentage of better choices this year? Then at the end of the year, you're going to be able to look back and say, wow, that was a great year. So this is going to be my year of better choices. I hope that you'll join me with that. And I do a process every year with something that was started by another great author and leadership mentor, a man called Robin Sharma. And he has a process called the life audit. So I'd like to encourage you to grab pen and paper if you don't have it, because this is a very, very simple process. But it is a way of helping get 8 key things for yourself set up during the course of the year so that you have 8 goals to work on. Now, I'm not one for saying we're going to do New Year's resolutions because, as we all know, we say, 1st of January, I'm going to stop eating chocolates, or I'm going to stop having bread, or I'm going to stop smoking, or I'm going to get to the gym. And as we know, so many people go and register at the gym, they sign up with expensive memberships, sign contracts, which are very often for 2 years and you can't get out of, and then go once or twice. So the gyms are very, very happy because they have a huge amount of people who sign up and who then never go. So I want you, because we're into a year of better choices, to say I'm going to look at and choose 8 things that I want to be able to do. And so if you've got a piece of paper, I want you to draw a big circle, because what we are going to look at is the balance of where your life is at the moment. And this is going to end up looking a little bit like a bicycle wheel. So if you just draw a big circle, then I want you to draw a line straight down the middle, as if it was one spoke. You're then going to draw a line directly across, so it is now into quarters. You are now going to do lines through 1 quarter, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So you have now got 8 different sections, because we are going to be working on 8 key areas of your life that you are going to be setting one key thing that you want to focus on this year, and I'm going to teach you how to keep moving that thing forward. So the very first area that you're going to look at, so we're going to write down these 8 quickly on one side. So number 1, the first area that we're going to look at is your inner life. Now your inner life can be your spiritual life. It can be the amount of time that you spend reading your holy books. It can be the amount of time you spend on your own personal development, taking care of yourself. So number 2 is going to be on your health and energy. Number 3 is going to be on your family. Number 4 is going to be on your career. Now, maybe as we know, Active and Healthy, a lot of the people who watch this show are retired. But maybe you've got goals around that area, or maybe there's a project that you would actually like to add in to do within your retirement. We're going to look at your finances. That's a key area that all of us need to be working on. Another area we have is called your circle of genius. Now, the circle of genius is the people that you are around. All too often we end up finding ourselves around negative people, and negative energy just produces more negative energy. So circle of genius is about being around positive people. Sometimes it's just plugging into a TV show that hopefully is going to give you some positivity, or just maybe it is going to be family, friends, maybe somebody in your community who inspires you. Maybe it's a community leader, maybe it's a religious leader. So it can be somebody like that that you need to be inspired by and to be around. And then you have got adventure and lifestyle. So whether you want to get as far as getting to Hermanus, say if we're in the Western Cape, and you want to plan a weekend to be able to do that with your family. Maybe it's a reunion of some school friends. So what are you going to do that's going to fall within an area we call adventure and lifestyle? And then the last area is your legacy. It's your impact. What are you doing for the greater good? Because we're all here on the planet to make a difference, I believe, my personal opinion. So what am I doing to make a difference? So now you've got your wheel, you've got your lines, and I want you to draw on your lines little dots that are going to be between 1 and 10. So the idea now is that you are going to be looking at, so let's take that first one, the inner life, thinking, where am I at this moment in my inner life? Do I feel good about what I'm doing on my own spiritual well-being, on my own taking care of me? Is that up nice and high? Because high would be a 10. And what I would say to you is don't put anything at a 10, because we all have room for improvement. So something could be absolutely great. I'd say the maximum you're allowed to have it be is 9.5, because we always want to allow room for growth. We should always, and we can always, keep growing. So maybe choose a 6 or a 7 in that. Next one, your health and energy. Maybe you're feeling in fantastic health, and you're going to say, okay, that's up at an 8. Maybe you're feeling your health isn't so great at this minute, and there's some things you need to do. So it's down there at a 3 or a 4. So go around each of them, put a number in, and then I want you to shade and link where the numbers are. So what you're going to end up finding is that the spokes of your wheel are very, very unbalanced. And the way to think about it is if that was a bicycle and those were the spokes, it would be jigger, jigger, up, down. Your body is, and your lifestyle is not running in balance because these numbers are all out of sync. So the goal is to try and now find and give you a more balanced life. So once you've looked at that, the goal is now to say, okay, out of each of those areas, what is my one key thing that I want to achieve this year? So you can write that down on another piece of paper. And then the thing is to look at, so let's say health. Maybe the goal is that you want to exercise more. So, the last aspect we're going to look at before you finalize what the wording is on that is to ask yourself, what would the ideal state be? Now, what that means is that if I am really healthy and if I'm exercising more, how do I feel? Well, I'm going to feel vibrant. I'm going to feel energized. I'm going to feel I've got opportunity. I'm going to feel well. I'm going to feel excited. Whatever the words are that are relevant for you to how that would make you feel. So then you now need to make sure, because you want to walk away with the 8 things in these 8 different areas, and it needs to start with a verb and a positive action verb. It's not stop being lazy. So you don't want negatives. You want something that is going to encourage you. So it can be a word like walk, 30 minutes every day. Make it specific and make it manageable. Make it every other day. Be kind to yourself. I'm not asking you to get up and go and run marathons, although people do in their 60s, 70s, 80s. But find something that you would like to do. Maybe it's going to be something as simple as making sure that you do your 10 minutes of Ageless Grace with me at the beginning of every show. Maybe you're going to commit to doing that. The episodes will be up on YouTube this year, so you'll be able to go and try different episodes a couple of times a week. That would be a worthwhile thing to do. But if nothing else, walking is absolutely fantastic. And I'm not talking about a gentle stroll round the block with the dog, at a slow kind of pace that you're just ambling. Ambling is not a walk. I'm talking about something that's going to get that heart going, it's going to get you moving a little bit quicker. So make that a goal that is going to be specific, that is going to be actionable, action, and it is going to be positive. Then you have all of those on one sheet. Those are your 8 one things that are the key things you want to work on this year. Now, here is the key. The key, quite simply, is also inspired by that favorite author I said right at the very beginning, David Allen, who wrote Getting Things Done, is to ask yourself, okay, what is the next action? All too often as human beings, we just get overwhelmed by thinking, oh, look at all these things I'm wanting to do. Where do I start? Well, guess what? You start with number 1, you look at what you've written, and you ask yourself, what is the next action I want to do on that this week? So maybe there is nothing that you want to do on that this week. Maybe the decision was that you were going to say, register at gym. Maybe that's what you were going to do, and you've gone and done that already. So for me, I set myself a target. I went and had a health checkup at the pharmacy that did my blood pressure, my cholesterol, my BMI, works out my metabolic age, and I've got targets now. So my goal is to achieve my health targets during the year. So I haven't put down specifically what they all are because the guidelines are on the form. I know what they've got to be. But now every single week I have got to make sure that I'm doing that. And one of the things I have committed to doing is that once a week on a Friday that I'm going to log my weight, because it's on a wonderful app that I can go and do that. So that is what the action is for number 2. Now, if we go and look at number 8, I have a commitment, the Impact Legacy. I'm involved with a project that feeds communities with something called Buckets of Love. Last year we got out around 6,000 of them. I want to work with the organization that gets them out to increase that to 10,000 buckets for over the festive season, but we don't even start working on that till September, October. So I don't need to do anything with that for the moment. I know what the goal is. It's going to be there. I'm going to be reviewing it on a consistent basis, but I'm not going to be doing anything with it right now. So I hope that that has given you something that you can go away and play with and work with. And I will say that this is normally for most people anywhere between a 1 to a 3 hour process, because you want to look at where you are first and foremost. Because how do you know where you want to go if you don't know where you're starting? So you've got to look at where your starting point is. So that's the whole point of just drawing out your little bicycle wheel, looking at where your numbers are between 1 and 10, linking everything together and shading it in, and thinking, okay, well, is that a nice round, smooth wheel by the time you've done it? Or is it, as I said, very jagged, which is what it is for most people, because some areas are higher than others. Last year, my number 7 adventure and lifestyle was that I wanted to have an incredible 60th birthday with my family at the Victoria Falls. Well, it exceeded my expectations. We went to the Victoria Falls, we went to the Chobe River in Namibia, and I could give it a 10. But in the process of just knowing there's always something that could have been a tiny little bit more perfect, I've given it a 9.5. It was simply outstanding. So I've got some little things around my husband's birthday this year that I want to be able to do for that one. But again, I don't have to do anything about that this week, so I'm going to be able to just leave it on one side. So I hope that you can see it really is quite easy, that you can set yourself up, not New Year's resolutions, but 8 things in 8 different areas that you are going to say, this is where I am now, this is where I want to go by the end of 2018, and I'm going to take next action steps every single week to get there. So I'm going to keep you up to date, let you know how I am doing, and I'm sure we'll hear from each other on Facebook on how you're doing. So have fun with that. Go and set up your 8 things for 2018, and I look forward to this being a rocking year for everybody involved with the Dean channel, with Active and Healthy with Gina, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you back here next week. Happy New Year.